Welcome back to some more maths for this week. You are in lesson 3 of 5. Thank you for sending your work in. It's always a pleasure to see the work you've been doing at home with your parents and carers or by yourselves. It's been amazing how well you've been doing so far. So let's start today's lesson. So minimize my face. I'll put myself across here. Right, today is the 10th of June 2020, and our NI is to compare time again. And you will need a pencil, a ruler, and a piece of paper. So today we're going to be comparing time durations again, because although we did a lot of work on that yesterday, I think we need to have another lesson of it just to make sure we are fully confident with the skills that are required to work out how to compare time duration. So let's go on to our first slide. So number talk's quite a long one. It's require a bit of work for you to work this out. So you have race time, start time and finish time. 4 children, Josh, Chris, Mark and Daniel. And I want you to work out who the quickest race time, and who has the slowest race time. I'm not going to tell you how I expect you to answer that question, and hopefully you'll remember from yesterday how you'd work that out. So off you go, pause the video. Right, so before we do this, let me move this down here, I think is probably the best. I'm going to move myself aside. So in order to work this out, I'm hoping you would have worked out that you would have had to work out the elapsed time from the start and the finish to work out how long it took them. So Josh started at 8:30 and finished at 9:40. So that means that it took Josh 40 minutes to complete the race. Chris started at 8:40 and finished at 9:40, which means it took him an hour. Let's stick to minutes. An hour is the same as 60 minutes. Mark started at 8:50 and finished at 9:15. So it took him 25 minutes to complete that race. And Daniel started at 8:55 and finished at 9:40, which means that it took him oops daisy, no, I don't mean that. Let's move this up here, which means that it took him 45 minutes to complete the race. So who was the quickest? For the shortest time, Mark was the quickest, and Mark had the quickest time, capital M, sorry. And who was the slowest time? Who took the longest? Chris the longest, who's 60 minutes. So Chris would have had the slowest time. So hopefully you worked that out. If you did, well done. If not, don't worry, you've got lots of chances to practice in today's lesson. So our key vocabulary, same as it has been all week: hours, minutes, seconds, a whole, and compare. So how would I compare these times? So pause the video and compare these times. Off you go. So you're comparing 3:15 to 4:30, okay, which is, use a number line for this. This is a bit of a complicated one, I think. So your number line would be here and here. And then you start at 3:15 and end at 4:30. So I would probably jump to 2 jumps. I'll go here, have 2 jumps, 1 jump to, oops, daisy, don't know what happened there. So I'm going to try that again. I have 2 jumps, 1 to 4 o'clock and 1 to 4:30. And here I would write down 4 o'clock. So 3:15 to 4 o'clock is 45 minutes, and 4 o'clock to 4:30 is 30 minutes. So the total time duration from 3:15 to 4:30 is 75 minutes, compared to 5:20 to 6 is 40 minutes. So this is basically what we were doing yesterday, and I think you'll agree that 75 minutes is greater than 40 minutes. Brilliant. So now compare these times. So if you find it easier to do it by way of number line, use a number line. If you find it easier to do it by way of just calculating it by looking at a clock or in your head, whatever's easier. But remember, the first step is to work out what the elapsed time is between these two times. So off you go. So between 2:35 and 3:15, the elapsed time is 40 minutes. Between 7:10 and 8, the elapsed time is 50 minutes. So therefore, the time that goes in there is less than, because 40 minutes is less than 50 minutes. Good job. Now try these. Pause the video, have a go. So the elapsed time between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock, so this is a 24-hour clock version, so 1400 hours and 1800 hours is 4 hours. And the time between 7:30 and 9:30 is 2 hours. And the sign that goes in here is greater than, because 4 hours is greater than 2 hours. Well done if you got that right. Here we go. Again, use the 24-hour clock, which we're familiar with. We did a lot of work on that a few weeks ago. So what's the, please compare these two over here. Pause the video and have a go. So the elapsed time between 11:35 and 2:30, I would probably do a number line because it's a bit more complicated. So I'll do a number line here. I would do this and this, and my time would be 11:35, sorry, and 14:30. We have a here to 12. 1, 2. Let me get my, I guess we've got a jump here, a jump here, a jump here, and a jump here. And my times will be to 12. Oops, Daisy. Excuse me. Sorry. 12. The time I'd write down here would be 13. And the time I'd write down here would be 14. So my elapsed time, so 11:35 to 12 o'clock would be 25 minutes. 12 to 13 would be 1 hour. 13 to 14 would be 1 hour. And 14 to 14:30 would be 30 minutes. So in total, 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours 30. So the elapsed time up here would be 2 hours and 55 minutes. And the elapsed time between 17:30 and 21:30, that's a bit easier, because that would quite simply be 4 hours. So 2 hours 55 minutes and 4 hours. 2 hours 55 minutes is less than 4 hours. Now, the reason that was probably quite complicated was because this is not in full hours, this is in complete hours, and that's more easy to calculate than this, but this requires a number line. So you can use a mix of strategies to work out elapsed time before you actually start comparing it, but that's how comparing time durations has become a bit more complicated in this lesson, just building upon what you already know. So well done if you got that right. Here we go. Okay, so what information is included in this timetable? So you've got film, start, finish, Catman, start time, finish time, Batwoman, start time, finish time, and Spider Dog, start time, finish time. And you've got Catman, Batwoman, Batwoman compared to Spider Dog compared to Catman. So your job is to tell me which film has a greater duration, which film has a shorter duration when you're comparing them to another film. So the first step is to work out what the elapsed time is for each film, and then fill in the boxes here. So pause the video and have a go now. Off you go. Okay, so the duration of Catwoman is from 6:30 to 5:30. That film is, I'll put it next to it so you can see, is 1 hour and 15 minutes, which makes it 75 minutes. Batwoman is 1700 to 18, which makes it 60 minutes. And Spy Dog is 325 to 1525 to 1635, which makes it 1 hour 10 minutes, which makes it 17 minutes long. This is going to help us because we've worked out the elapsed time. Rather than me going straight to this and trying to work it out, I've just put in what the time durations are. So Catman, for 75 minutes, is longer than Batwoman, isn't it? Because 75 minutes is bigger than 7. So here we can say Catman is greater than Batwoman. Batwoman, which is 60 minutes, compared to Spy Dog. So Batman is less than Spy Dog, and then comparing Spy Dog with Catman to Spy Dog is less than Catwoman. And as you answer that, so this is really requiring you to use your knowledge of elapsed time, comparing time, and applying it to a real life situation. So there's a lot of things we need to feature. So you got that right. Good job. Okay, so here we go. So we worked out the durations already. Okay, and I'm going to put them here for ease of reference. 75 minutes, 60 minutes, 70 minutes. Right, it says Evie has 1 hour and 15 minutes before she has to go home. Which film could Evie go and see? Explain your reasoning. So I've left these times up here for you. I want you to work out which films can Evie go and see, okay? So pause the video and have a go, and I'll explain to you how I would answer the question. Off you go. So first, looking at the question, I noticed that Evie is using hours and minutes. And to make it easy for me, I might convert these times into hours and minutes, just because I think that will help me work out what films she can see. So which films that she can see. 75 minutes is 1 hour and 15 minutes. 60 minutes is 1 hour, and 70 minutes is equal to 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now, if Evie has 1 hour and 15 minutes before she goes home, she can watch Catwoman. She can also watch Catman. She can also watch Batwoman because she still has 15 minutes to spare, and she can also watch Spider Dog, and she'll have 5 minutes to spare. So actually, Evie can watch all three. Now, what made it easier for me was to convert it into hours and minutes, because that's what the unit of measurement that they've given me when they asked the question. So hopefully you picked up on that as well. So can I solve this problem? Or how can I solve this problem? Science lasts for 55 minutes and ends at 3:30. At what time did science start? So work that out, please. So science starts. Let's get a number line going, shall we? So it finishes here. It ends at 3:30. The lesson lasts for 55 minutes. So I think I could show this in 2 jumps. A jump here of 30 minutes and another jump of 25 minutes. So if it was 3:30 and we were, number line smaller, I think. If it was 3:30 and we were going back, jumping back. Let me bring this down first. Okay, so this will represent 30 minutes, and this will represent 25 25 minutes. And as you can see, 30 plus 25 will give us 55 minutes, which is how long the lesson lasted. If I jump back from 3:30 to 30 minutes, that'll take me back to what time here? 3 o'clock. And then taking away 25 minutes from 3 o'clock will take me back to 2:35. Oh, that's somewhere completely different, sorry. To 2:35. So if then to check that, I would add, I think 2:35, add 25 minutes, take me to 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock add 30 minutes to 3:30. These two added together is 55 minutes. So this requires you now to work backwards and calculate it. So if you got that right, good job. Danny is back. Danny Dog says when comparing time duration, you don't have to work out the elapsed time. Now, this has come up this week already, so I'm expecting a perfect answer from you. And remember to use full sentences. Off you go. Now, you shouldn't really be saying that you disagree with Danny Dog, because when you are comparing time duration, of course you have to work out elapsed time, because then how do you know which time durations you're actually comparing? So it's essential to work out the elapsed time first. Good. So now the time has come for you to complete your tasks. Don't forget to take a picture of your work and email it to us at year3@grange.harrow.sch.uk. And to find your task, you need to go into the Grange website, click onto online learning, click onto year 3, and then you'll see a math task, which will be entitled Math Task 10.06.20. When you go into there, you'll come across the link, the sheet that should come up. Task 1 says find the time duration for these movies and compare. Similar to what we just did with Catwoman, Catman, Batwoman, work the duration. And then you need to put in the greater than, less than, equal signs in there. Task 2, Hannah is travelling from Halifax to London by car. It takes 4 hours and 11 minutes. Sam is travelling from Halifax to London by train. It takes 240 minutes. Who will have a quicker journey? Explain your answer. Task 3, Amelia and Harry are laying their times tables. The table shows how long they practice for each day. And so here you have a day, Amelia and Harry and their various times. Who was the quickest over the week and by how much, and how do you know? And task 4, 2 questions. Lisa and Brian went to see a film. It lasted 2 hours and 12 minutes. The film ended at 23:04. What time did the film start? So you're working backwards. Year 5 have 40 minutes math lessons every day in 1 week at school. How long will year 5 have spent in maths? So you need to work that out as well. So this is now really applying your knowledge to real life scenarios. So let me go back to my smartboard. So once you've done that and done your tasks, I think they might take you some time today, so you might not feel like doing a challenge, but if you do feel like doing a challenge, here it is. Challenge is as follows. John and Ross are flying to Australia for a holiday. They must arrive at Gatwick Airport 2 hours before the flight takes off at 22:45. It takes 3 hours 50 minutes to reach the airport. What time must they leave home? 2 bits of really important information. And as an adult, I can tell you that when I open a holiday, I have to always consider this. That I have to always consider that I have to be at the airport 2 hours before I fly, and always work out how long it takes me to get from my house to the airport. Then that's the time you can work out is the right time to leave home. So this is a real situation that I'm sure some of your parents and carers and your families have had to face. So I'll be really interested to see what answers you come up with. So that's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow for more maths. Take care, be safe, be well, be happy. Bye bye.